you find yourself having to numb it out because you wonder, what else am I going to do? I have to keep showing up to keep being successful, and thus you numb yourself. And that's exactly what happened in this journey. Hola chica, welcome back to the channel. This is your space as a woman to dive into deeper peace and calm as you move through seasons of change that naturally brings about so much anxiety and fear and stress, where a lot of times we become literally a shell of ourselves. So on this channel, we do that through somatic experiencing, somatic breathworks, and other somatic practices for nervous system healing from a faith-based standpoint. So honored to have you here. And if you are new, thank you for coming. So as you saw from the video title, we're going to dive into what can transform your life even in just 5 minutes. And first and foremost, it needs to be clear that we are not what we do just sometimes. We are what we do repeatedly. And in this story of this journey of moving through transitions in our life, moving through new callings, new seasons, even if other people around us do not agree, do not understand, maybe even do not support, to find a system, a habit, or multiple habits that we can lean into to better equip ourselves to actually move through these seasons of change. So what we're going to talk about today is a 5-minute breathwork practice that can transform your journey. So a little background for me, I was very much in the blogging influencer lifestyle space for many years. 2017 it began with my journey and quitting my corporate job, moving into the space. It definitely didn't come with a ton of supporters, and it came with a lot of questions because in 2017, going into this path of blogging and content creating was not as common as it is now. So over the journey of this path that I was being led to, there was a lot of hills and valleys, a lot of ups and downs, and so much education and knowledge that was gained in the process. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you've had different seasons of change and transition, whether that's personally, professionally, that have created who you are today, that make up your lived experiences, that make your unique story incredible and something that somebody else can relate to who maybe is going through something similar or who connects with what you believe and why you believe it. So in this journey of really 5 years of moving through the blogging space, experiencing so much success, and really the highest of highs, but also the lowest of lows. And when you're online creating, it's so easy to get numbed out to the noise because there is so much noise. So sometimes if you're like me, a highly sensitive person, you find yourself having to numb it out because you wonder, what else am I going to do? I have to keep showing up to keep being successful, and thus you numb yourself. And that's exactly what happened in this journey in my life. I, little by little, it was a slow fade, it wasn't immediate, slowly became a shell of myself. And it was summer of 2022. I was abroad with my husband traveling, and a time that should have been so profound, so joyful, so fulfilling, felt so empty. It didn't matter if I was surrounded by the most beautiful atmosphere, beautiful culture, something inside me felt lacking. Something inside me felt like I was a shell of myself. And what was even scarier is there was no clear path. I had no clear understanding of what to do next. And even worse, it didn't seem like much people around me were talking about similar experiences. So we get back from traveling and I'm on YouTube and I come across this 5-minute somatic breathwork practice, and something told me, it was the Holy Spirit is what it was, told me to click play, and that's what I did. One day of trying this breathwork practice, diving into my nervous system, moving through, even if it was one thing that was blocking me that day, giving myself permission to dive into that, into my body again, connecting with myself again, that made all the difference. And it wasn't necessarily days on days of doing this, it was the one day that I chose to show up. So if there's one thing that you can do today, that you're being leaned into, that you're being called into, that you can feel that voice in your head telling you, try, and you feel peace about it. Maybe it's scary, maybe there's unknown, but you feel peace. Dive into that, lean into that, even if it's one day, because what's going to happen is that one day is going to snowball. It's going to uproot more days. For my story, that was a 100 days in a row of this short 5-minute daily breathwork practice. I will even link it here, either in the description or popping it up on the screen here. A 5-minute practice just like this one that I received, that you can do, that I've guided here on this channel. But it's this one choice that was decided, that I made, to show up for myself with something as simple as my God-given breath, something so unexpected. And through those 100 days of diving into my nervous system, diving into journaling again and acknowledging what I was feeling without judgment, without, telling myself I'm less than, or I'm crazy for feeling the way that I felt. Maybe you felt that way. Maybe you think I'm crazy for feeling this way. I'm broken. No one's going to understand. Someone needs to just fix me. As humans, it isn't this matter of wanting to be fixed that we experience. We want to be seen and felt and understood and held and heard. And that's what this practice did. It gave a space on my own time to dive into this next step in the calling that God was leading me, which became this incredible somatic breath work that dives into just the breath, Soma meaning body, diving into this body breath work that allows you to uproot stored blocks, stored emotions, stored stressors, something that could be from, 10 years ago or from yesterday, right? Whatever your body's ready to move through. But even bigger than the breath work itself is the community. We are healed in community. We need each other, perhaps now more than ever. Depending on when you watch this, who knows what's going on in the world around us. But when this is being filmed, there is a lot of unknown, a lot of noise, a lot of opinions thrown out into the world around us. And we have to do our due diligence to know what it is we want to receive and what we do not. We get to choose what we carry and what we do not. And again, even bigger than the breath work is this space to unleash and tap into this sense of being held, of being given permission, pure permission to move through life's journey with our God-given breath that we always have. So in just 5 minutes, your life can be transformed. I don't know what that looks like for you. For me, it was the breath. And if you're on this channel, it's for a reason. Dive more into what this looks like. Head over to my bio. You can see descriptions and links to the website that's provided there, where you can look into what it is somatic breathwork would mean for your life. What are the experiences that you can come and gain from the platform that you found here on morgantyner.com, or Speed Up with Morgan is the business branding name. But you're here for a reason. If you are alive and breathing, it's never too late. It's never too late to dive into your next calling and to receive it with grace, even when it's scary, even when you're unsure. There's definitely a difference between fears and curiosity and peace than chaos and uncertainty. And make sure you're paying attention to which one you're hearing, because that will give you all the answers. Thank you so much for being here today. Be sure and subscribe if this landed for you. Take a look at the somatic breathwork experiences and practices that you can find on my website, here on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Besos.